Yo, thank you for pulling up and welcome to the Dream Lab. This is where I create, this is where all my content is made and produced. And grab a seat because you're welcome. Now, if you're new here, hit the likes, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, all that good stuff. We're just going to move straight to it. Now, today I want to break down how I made one of my latest and one of my most favorite songs, Not Normal. I released Not Normal on June 12th, and it's really blowing me out the water. I'm surprised by how the song is blown up and how the song is really just taking off on its own. Thank you guys, because you're the reason. But anyway, the song is just shy of hitting 10K, and I just want to share how I made it. I want to share the heart behind it, all that good stuff. The song is really centered around being yourself, not following trends, saying like, okay, everybody's going right, let me go left. It's really, side B, and that's the perspective I wanted to kind of like hone in on when creating the song, because you really can do great things by being a leader and doing your own thing and following God yourself. That one was free. But anyways, I made the song with my good friend Illish in Miami, Florida. We collaborated back and forth through email, bounced ideas. He really shared the vision on the song, and it really meshed well. So today I'm going to show you in the Dream Lab how I made it. We're going to go track by track, sound by sound, and show you that you really don't need a lot to do a lot. So I hope this inspires you. I hope you feel like you can create something after watching this. And by the way, you're not normal, so why fit in? Let's do it. Here we have it pulled up on my favorite program, my favorite DAW, Logic Pro. As you see, the creating isn't about how many sounds you have, how many fancy things you're doing. It's all about simplicity, knowing when to introduce things, when to dismiss things. And this track, what I like about this track is I didn't expect for it to take off like it did, but I've only used like 32 instruments. Some sessions have hundreds. But anyway, we're going to get right into it. This is Not Normal, like I said. We started with a bass line, something just kind of groovy. Really, the bass line is the main ingredient of the song. It carries everything. The second instrument I added, and as you see, I keep all of the drums purple for this session. Everything else is different colors. Just helps you work smart and efficiently. We have a clap. Real simple. Something to gel with the bass line. And it's all about leaving room for the vocal. The vocal should always be the main ingredient or the main star to a song. Next instrument we have is just a little bit of ear candy, and that's anytime you see Vox, that's just short for vocal. Something to keep it interesting. We're gonna bring that in one more time. And then we have like some gain vocals. So if you don't know anything about me, I love Kanye, and one of the things I took from Kanye is one of the best instruments you have is your vocal, your voice. And it's something like you don't have to pay for. It's the best plug-in you have because you're born with it. So I like to use different vocal ideas, different vocal melodies to kind of shift and transition me into the next part of the song. So like right now we're simple. We just kind of got like a bass line and a clap going. So I'm going to use that vocal to kind of transition me into the meatier part of the song. And that's when we bring in these slow keys right here. And it just kind of gets like mythical and, kind of grimy, like what's coming next. So you take that with a bass line and it's add in a little cowbell, open hi-hat. Like I said, we just keep it simple. Simplicity is the key to life. It's all about the art of subtraction. When I made this beat, I had a lot more instruments, but as I continued to make the song, I took away. And it's like, it's the artist's job to find out when to use subtraction, where to use it, and how to let the vocals really shine so you get the meaning of the song. And right before the verse comes in, we bring that vocal melody right back, but we're going to pitch it down an octave. And I do that a lot. Like when you don't know, what to do to make something interesting, try reversing it, pitching it down, pitching it up. Because you don't always need like a new instrument. Sometimes it just calls for a little manipulation. So this part of the song is going to be the verse. The verse starts, I wanted to bring my verse in with some drums, some kicks, some 808s. So everything is going to be tasteful, but we let the audience know that a change is coming once you hear that bass drop. So this is the 808. Real simple. Once again, bring that in with the keys, some breaths, a little pause right there. Bring the claps back in. Bring the kick. I like the kicks to hit hard. Pause, little transition. Then we're going to add some hats, just a sprinkle. We also bring in gang vocals in the verse. And I recorded that like on a computer mic when my wife was asleep at like 2 a.m. I was just lit for no reason. I don't know. So I recorded myself like 12 times and then I just kind of compressed it all and pitched it down. And the crazy thing about the song is like, today I found out we've been placed on, I think, the 4th Spotify playlist. And it's crazy because I made the song right in the bedroom. These vocals that you're hearing right now, I recorded them with my computer mic. Didn't go to no fancy studio. Didn't have $1 million equipment. I just had a great idea and I executed it and I acted on it. So you really can do a lot with a little if you use what you have. That's a bar. That's a gem. So you bring all of that together. That's pretty much the verse. Then we bring the synths back. That part right there, that is a distorted synth. And if you listen to the beginning of the song, that right there, that bass line, that's a synth as well. It's actually the same synth. But what I did was we went back to the rule of manipulation. I took that, didn't really want to add a whole lot to it. So I took that same bass line and made it a synth into the verse. I just threw some cool plugins on it, kind of made it sound like a guitar. Took some of the bass out. Because when you're working with bass lines, there's a lot of low frequencies. So this bass line, this synth line had a lot of low end already in it. So what I did was I shaved it off so I can have space for the kick and the 808. So you hear it, but you don't feel it, you know? What's next? We got some stomps. This stuff is like, it's not really meant to stick out. It's just something you kind of feel in the song without noticing it. And I wanted to use the stomps because I felt like they really went well with the vocal melodies we used to transition out of the hook and the verse. So you take those gang vocals and you add them with the stomp, and it kind of creates like this champion, like just an exclamation point, kind of like a "We Will Rock You," a song you can like play at a lunch table, play in an arena. Really good songs are, number one, they're just easy to sing. They're simple. Number two, a lot of the elements are just like, real chantable. So we go back into the chorus, and it's the same thing. Bass line, clap, letting the voice shine. That right there is one of my favorite transitions. That's just a clock that I got off like YouTube. I just chopped it up and made it on beat. Anytime you make a beat, you want to play like to a click if something's out of rhythm or out of sync. BPM is 150, so we just put the clock in it. Like you don't have to use a lot of standard things to make transitions. You can really use anything. You can use like a Sprite can. You can use like a car and reverse it. Just be creative. Take ordinary things and ask yourself, how can I make this a melody? How can I make this a transition? So I just took the clock and I added like this swoop sound effect. You take that, you kind of cut it, crossfade it, boom, we right in the hook again. And that's pretty much how I made Not Normal. It's simple. Like, those are all the ingredients, all the instruments. Everything else is just vocals. Shout out to my guy Illish for featuring on verse 2. He definitely blessed it with some Spanish sauce. Like I said, we only did this with 32 tracks. It's real simple, real straightforward. You don't need a lot to do a lot. This is how I made Not Normal. Thank you for watching. Keep creating.